Hello, so today we're going to be talking about creating an interactive, fully functional selection using Figma. So having different options, you need to select one and deselect the other. Now this doesn't seem to be much of a challenge when you're using interactive components, but I'm going to show you the challenge. So let's dive right in. So we already have our design, and I'm just going to show you a very simple way to do this normally. So easily we could simply use auto layout to just create the numbers, let's say 42, and simply just give it an auto layout using Shift A. Now I'm going to adjust the weight a bit. Alright, so I can just create a component out of this, right? So, or basically basically we have a hover version or a selected version. Basically we can have a selected version which will be filled with our red color. So, and our text is going to be white, and I'm going to round the corner a little bit. Now I can select both and create a component set. Now this is a component, and I'm going to make this component have a white fill, also with a round corner radius, giving it a little bit of a corner radius. Right, so I can easily switch to my prototype and connect this, on click to this, and return the favor, right, using Smart Animate, and also don't forget Smart Animate. Yeah, so with this being done, I can easily come into my design and bring a variation of this and place here. Alright, let's make it, scale it a bit. So I want to give the neutral state a stroke. Let's give it a red stroke. Right, so also make right, so that will affect that change here. So I want to have different variation of this, and I can simply just use auto layout to lay it out properly. Ensure they are spaced by, let's give it a space of 20, and we're going to just change the numbers 43, 44, and 45. So these are the sizes of our shoes. Now if we check in our preview, we play this prototype right now, we're going to see that we can actually select and deselect. Now what is the problem? The problem is that when 42 is selected, I don't want 43 selected. When 43 is selected, I don't want 44 able to be selected, right? So basically we are trying to not have this turn off when you select the next one. Now this can be done by creating multiple screens, multiple frames of this same design, right? So with interactive prototype, we have a solution to that, which we're going to go into right now. Now I'm just going to discard all of this and also discard this. Now let us create this in a better way. So now we're just going to create our number So I'm just going to use a hash, and it's going to be 20. I'm going to make this auto layout, give it a side horizontal padding of 30 and a vertical padding of 15, and I'm going to give it a red color. I'm going to give it a red color, and I'm also going to give it a little bit of fill just for differential purposes, and I'm going to give it a very slight fill. Alright, so this is going to stand as our default number group, and I'm going to make it a component, and I'm just going to make it a component and call it number. Well, I actually want to add a border corner radius of 6. Yeah, so number. So I'm going to create a variant of this, and in this variant I'm going to create four different variants, auto layout to it, spaced by 40, and this frame I'm going to also make a component out of it. Now this component, let's call this default, and I'm going to have a variant of this, and I'm going to call this variant 42. I'm going to have another variant, I'm going to call this variant 43. I'm going to have another variant, I'm going to call this variant 44, and I'm going to have another variant, and I'm going to call it 45. Right, so what does that mean? This means this is 42, this is 42, this is 43, this is 44, and this is 45. Same way, this is 42, 43, 44, 45. We are not going to go into that yet. Right, so now what am I going to do? I'm going to, now all these are all in a frame, right? As you can see, they are actually all these variants are in a frame of their own. They are all in a frame of their own. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to come to my prototype and click in and ensure that 42 is selected, not the frame, right? 42 is selected, and I'm going to prototype 42 down to the first one, 42, as you can see it here, and you can use Smart Animate or can use Dissolve, right? Same way, 43 to the second one, which is 43 frame, just ensure it is 43 frame, 44 down to the third one, which is also 44 frame, and 45 down to the fifth one, which is also 45 frame. Now, because these variants are in a container, I can select the items in them, right, and delete it without deleting the container. Now I still have my container and I still have the prototype connection to it, so I'm going to do the same thing for, I can easily select all the items in this container by simply hitting enter and deleting. So select, enter, delete, select, enter, delete. Now you can see my frames are still connected to my prototype, are still connected to those frames, right? That means it's only the content in the frame that was deleted, not the frame itself. Now where does the magic come in? I'm going to select the content inside this default, copy it, Ctrl C, select this first frame, Ctrl V, select the second frame, Ctrl V, select the third frame, Ctrl V, select the fourth frame, Ctrl V. And if we see that, if we look at the prototype, we see that they are all still connected, right? They are all still connected, right? So now what's just left to do to complete this magic is to just add a visual difference. Now the visual difference I'm going to be adding is just in terms of color. I'm going to be making I'm going to be making my text white for the first one, and the button background red, right? So this is 42. Same thing here, text white, background red. Same thing here, text white, background red. Same thing here, text white, background red. Now that is all the magic we need. That's all the magic we need. I will simply just take a variant of this default and drag into my design. Right, I'm going to drag this into my design, and I'm just going to have a little text on it and say select size. Now, because all those prototypes are still connected, they're still connected to the old variant, it's all going to work like magic, right? So just watch it. So I just want to use simple auto layout here and just arrange everything in order, give them a space of 30. Right, now if I play this prototype as it is, let me scale it down. I see my variant here, and I can select and select. Right, so that's how to create an interactive selection, and you can basically do that for any type of selection. What you have here, you can replicate the same thing for color, for size, for any option that has to be either 1 or 2 or 3, but can't be 1 and 2 and can't be 2 and 3. So it's either 42 or 43 or 44 or 45, or either white or blue or black or red, or either 1 or 2 or 3. So that's how to create an interactive selection. Thank you.